This is the Long I Trail activity. You should have a card with a yellow border and a picture of a girl and a boy at a park. You should also have a write and wipe marker. Do you see the girl riding her bike? She's going to ride all the way to the end of the bike trail, and you can go along with her. To follow the bike trail, you have to find the words with the long I sound. When the letter I makes the long I sound, it sounds like this. I. To ride your bike along the trail, you're going to look at each picture and see if the word has the I sound in it. If it does, you'll write an I in the first blank in the word by the picture. Then you'll write an E in the second blank. If the word doesn't have the long I sound, don't write anything in the blanks. We'll do the first 3 words together so you can see how it works. Then you can do the rest on your own. Ready? Let's begin. The first word is bike. Say bike to yourself and listen for the I sound. Did you hear it? Good. Was the I sound in bike at the beginning of the word, in the middle, or at the end? You're right. The I sound is in the middle of bike. B, I, k. So I want you to write an I in the middle blank after the B. Good. B makes the B sound at the beginning of bike. Then there's an I for the I sound and a K for the K sound. But what about that blank at the end? Can you guess what letter goes at the end of this word? It's an E. In words like the ones on this card, E doesn't make any sound of its own. Instead, the E at the end of the word tells you that the I in the middle has the long I sound. Go ahead and write an E in the blank at the end of the word. Now let's spell bike together. Touch each letter as we say it. B, I, K, E. Bike. What is that purple thing lying on the path? It's a kite. Do you hear an I sound in kite? Yes, kite also has the I sound in it. Go ahead and write an I in the middle blank, and then write an E in the blank at the end to finish spelling kite. Remember, the E at the end is silent. It just tells us that the I in kite sounds like this. I. Touch each letter as we spell kite together. K, I, T, E. Kite. All right. We'll do one more together. What does the next picture on the trail show? That's right. It's a hose. Say hose to yourself. Do you think hose has a long I in it? No, hose doesn't have the I sound. So you shouldn't write anything in the blanks for hose. You're doing just fine. I think you understand how to follow the trail, so you can do the rest of the words on your own. Remember, if the word has an I sound in the middle, write an I in the middle blank and an E in the blank at the end of the word. If you don't hear the long I sound, don't write anything. Go ahead and ride that bike trail. Good work! Do you think you found all of the long I words on the trail? Let's check your work and see. In the space after the hose is a pair of dice. D-I-C-E. Dice has the I sound, doesn't it? Yes, it does. If you didn't write an I and an E in the blanks by the dice, you may do it now. Let's spell dice together. Touch each letter as we say it. D-I-C-E. Dice. Next is the number 5. F-I-V. I hope you wrote an I and an E in the blanks by the 5 because 5 has the I sound in the middle of the word. Spell 5 with me. F-I-V-E. 5. After 5 is a gate. Say that with me. G-A-T. Gate. There isn't any I sound in gate, so you should have left the spaces blank. If you wrote something in them, you may erase it now. Next is a picture of a fire. I bet you heard the I sound in fire and wrote an I and an E in the blanks. Fire is spelled F-I-R-E. Fire. The next picture on the long I trail is a rope. Does rope have the I sound? No, it doesn't. If you wrote anything in the blanks, erase it now. Do you see the 2 little mice? Ice. Mice. Mice has the long I sound. So you may write an I and an E in the blanks if you haven't done that already. Mice is spelled M-I-C-E. Mice. It looks like someone left a dime at the end of the trail. Does dime have an I sound in it? D-I-M. Dime. You're right. It does. Fill in the blanks if you didn't do that already. Dime is spelled D-I-M-E. Dime. That was excellent work. You found 7 long I words along the bike trail. That's the end of this activity. For the rest of the day, pay attention to things you read and see if you can find more words with the I sound.